This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
So I'm out here visiting Miniature Market and taking a look at their unbelievable new superstore, as well as checking out their warehouse. And in the warehouse, they had just received a game that I was always curious about, but I never knew when it was going to come out, and I was looking forward to it. And it's finally come out, and well, I couldn't help but make sure I had a copy of it so I could take a look at it and let you guys know what I think about it. Now, I'm not going to explain all the rules and all that. We're going to save that for when I get home and we do a live playthrough of it, and I'll review it then. But I had some time to go over it and take a look at it, but let's take a nice look at Dungeon Alliance. Let's head down.
So I'm not going to explain every rule or everything like that. I'm just going to kind of overview this. This released last night at Miniature Market, so I wanted to just get this video up quick so you guys can really decide to get this, because I got a feeling this is going to go quick. And the Kickstarter version is already out to people, and this just went retail. So I'm just trying to give you guys a quick look at this. So we're not going to go over every rule. The miniatures are very nice. They're not GW quality, but that's fine. They serve a purpose and they do a great job. As you can see, there are some really nice miniatures in here. And as you can see, I have one down here. Now, normally you would have a team of 4 here, but I just got one out just to kind of show you everything that's kind of going on here. Now, the uniqueness of this, it's very cool. You pick a color, like I'm green, so this is a green starting tile. Of course, you have a red starting tile and so forth and so on. There are a bunch of quests that you are going to try to solve. Now, they also have a solo and cooperative variant. We're going to talk about this when I get this game home and how this all works. As you can see, there's a lot going on. That's where you're going to draft cards, but there's certain things that'll happen on the monster's turn, like this card goes out of the game forever. Then you have to negotiate these things. A monster will get +2 attack or range and attack the nearest hero. We'll discuss that at another time. Now, as you can see, as a hero moves, and the way this works, and it gives you a great hero activation card, which you can either move, attack, or if you do not move, you can attack 2 different enemies. You can't attack the same enemy twice. You can spend XP to purchase 1 card if desired. Purchase cards go right into your hand, and as you can see over here, here's your cards for this paladin. Of course, you know I love paladins, and all their stats. This is how much they would attack for. As you can see, that is a 3. This is their armor, which is a 3, and they got some flavored text here. Now, also, the enemies will have flavored text as well, and we'll take a look at that. When a hero moves to a door, you're going to pick 2 tiles. Now, and what you're going to do is you're going to pick one. These spots here represent the chits that are going to be in what's in that room. For instance, we just happen to have one of the proper things to go there. And so if he went in this room, of course, he would run into a goblin archer, and this wolf creature. Now here's the warg that he has a card, and as you can see, this is his chit. This arrow is where he's facing. This number here in the middle is how much XP he's going to give you when you kill him. And of course, all the other things, his defense, his attack, he attacks for 4, he moves 6, and he has a health of 3. Now, on the bottom here, you would see that our hero here would attack him for 3. He has a defense of 1. Which leaves 2. Okay? Now, that would only take 2 life from him. But when defending, add 1 combat die. You have a dice here, you would roll for combat, and he would add 2 to his defense. Oh, when defending, add +1 combat die. So we roll that, and that would be a 3. So his attack would do absolutely nothing. And on the following turn, well, guess what? Our buddy here would take 4, and 3, he would take 1 damage from the wolf. So that's pretty much how combat works. There are a ton of heroes. There's 17. As you can see, they have cards for each and every single one of them. The tiles are unique. There's bosses. There's those are actually tokens for your heroes. And what happens is after you use your hero, because if you're playing solo, you have 4 guys, you just take this token away to show that you had used that particular person. So it's just a nice little feature. I like the little border thing here, except you knock it and it moves pretty easily. And this really, to me, is a very fun game. There's a lot of replayability here. Now, I didn't go over everything and talk about everything, but I really wanted to show you guys how this kind of works and if it might interest you. So let's go up top and get some of my final thoughts on Dungeon Alliance.
Dungeon Alliance, holy cow. I like this a lot, and there's a couple of reasons why I like it. Number one, now from what I was able to gather and read through and kind of play test a little bit, the solo rules are solid and a lot of fun. The miniatures, they're nice, but they're not really high quality miniatures with a lot of depth and detail. So if you're a miniature person, these miniatures are good, but they're not fantastic. You're not going to lose your stuff over it. But they're solid. They add to the game. They give a very good flavor to it. And I'm looking forward to painting these guys. The game itself, the solo play, the dungeon feel to it. You know, it reminds me old school Dungeons and Dragons. There's a nice feel to it. I like all the different counters, how everything's just spelled out to you. The combat system, how, you go, well, I can attack this guy, I gotta pray that, their bonus doesn't come into effect, or play the cards. I like the drafting aspect of it. I like how you have to discard a certain amount of cards. And the only complaint I really have about it is the border. And the border, I wish it kind of locked together, because it's easy to knock out. If it locked together, I think the game's great as it is. I just wish those borders would lock together, just in case somebody hits the table. It's such a small, minor detail. Now, I'm not going to give this a rating, but I think you can tell by how I'm talking about it. I really like this game. And you can get this today at Miniature Market. It is available for retail at your friends from Miniature Market. So make sure you go check it out if you are a dungeon crawl fan like I am, and you like to do things co-op or PvP or even solo. This game has it all. Go check it out, and until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.